Hey Aries, welcome back and welcome to another reading. This will be the general read for November 2023 for those of you who have an Aries sun, moon, or rising. And if you don't have one of those placements and it's the title or the thumbnail that led you to click onto this video and watch it, as we always say, you don't have to be an Aries, stick around. There may be something here for you. If you'd like to support this channel, watch the ad at the beginning and end of the video. There's also a link to my PayPal on the About page and also on the channel page in the banner. That's all I have for announcements, so let's get it poppin'. 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 9 of Swords, popping out. Contrary to what some people may believe, I don't think that you crave attention. I don't think that you seek out to be the center of attention, or that you want any kind of preferential treatment or kind of adoration. What happens though, like much like with any kind of blessing, right? Because attention, I think, can be a blessing. When we talk about the ways in which attention is expressed, if it's in, support, if it's in terms of endearment, or just taking an interest in your life, there's something about that, there's something about being acknowledged that adds spice and meaning to life. It adds depth to it. But I digress. I think that, yes, it's not that you really set out to get this kind of attention. I just think that it's a byproduct of what you've built and what you produce, and it's a byproduct of who you are to people and what you mean to people. And for someone who is so used to and is so capable of standing by themselves and not really needing any handouts, you find yourself in a position where you're being showered with gifts, with praise, with recognition, and it's all just coming with the territory. That's just how life works, you get out of it what you put into it. It's easy for you to put a lot into it because you're so fearless and you're so optimistic, and you don't mind waiting for something to mature. This is a beautiful reading. One sec. Alright, y'all. I split the cards up a bit just to make them a little bit easier to look like, a little bit easier to follow. Hopefully this helps you see what I'm seeing and makes it all make sense. And we're going to start up here with the Four of Cups, and I put this card by itself for a reason, because that's very you. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no blame in that, and there's no shame in that. It's just what it is. You know, and it doesn't even have to be read really as solitude. I just kind of lean into that solitude thing because this card is by itself and I felt like it needed to be alone. So you are hard to please at times. And I want to expand on that. Don't just run with that. But I think it's coming from you. I think that there's something like your level of satisfaction and comfortability with how efficiently and you're pulling strings to bring things about, and you know, like how seamlessly are your plans unfolding, how are you, and that's what it is about with you. It's just you're your worst critic, and it's because of your standards, and it's because you maybe think so highly of yourself, or think that more accurately I should say, that you know what's possible. So the work never ends because you're always chasing, you're always trying to make it better, right? To you, the work never ends. Now, the really beautiful thing that's happening is that because of this thing about you, that some people may look at and think, like they may interpret it as you being a workaholic, or they may think that you're lacking in the well, that just feels weird coming out of my mouth because you know, I don't think that anyone can really look at you and look at how you show up and think that you aren't that you lack emotion. It's just not true. And you're not cold. You're just focused. There's a difference. You're not aggressive, you are passionate. And because you're serious, it doesn't mean that you're uptight or unapproachable. In fact, you're being seen as reliable, as a kind of consistent or constant factor in someone's life, and this is being seen to where you're being rewarded for it. You're seeing it pop up in your life in different ways. You know, each year, uh, even if you don't celebrate holidays and that's not really your thing, I think it could be really beneficial to look back on the year and think about, you know, what you know, look at the fruits that have come about from the seeds you have planted, and it shows up in your life in so many different ways. It can take so many different forms, and it's really important that you take stock, that you know, recognize these ways in which you are being blessed, and understand that it's because you're a beautiful soul, a beautiful spirit. It's because you're so passionate. It's because you can be trusted, because you have integrity, because you aren't afraid to be vulnerable, you aren't afraid to make mistakes, because you know that you can learn from them. You know that you can you know that you're going to be presented with the decision or the choice again, so you go into it the wiser. And I think that there's something here you realize is some master plan that you have could be concerning money. It's highly likely that that's what it's concerning, or your business or your career. But it's maybe like a 12-step program, or a 7, 8, 9-step program where you know what needs to be done, what you need to do, and maybe you're realizing that it's going to go a bit slower than you were expecting. But progress is progress, and I think that if you're able to see it that way and continuously make good decisions, make wise decisions, prudent decisions, don't take any unnecessary risks where your money is concerned. Try not to get too caught up in indulging and being lavish. I just think that you're going to want to, you have big plans for your money. I think you should make it work for you. I hope you found this helpful, truly. And that, looking at the cards this way made a bit more sense. I know I didn't point out the sections as I was talking about them, but hopefully you were following along as we were talking about it to see kind of how the energy changes. Here's where we're talking about the fears that you're overcoming. This is all of the praise that you're getting, so that's the first thing that you're going to encounter. Over here is the emotional maturity that's having a positive effect on your finances. And this is that thing we were talking about that, is going to take a little bit more time, but you'll be all the better for it. So it's almost like a blessing right now that it's going as slow as it is, whatever that thing is. It's better to take your time and do it right? And what's happening down here with the Judgment, the 8 of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles, this is all about your mindset changing. And but it's not only about it changing. I do think that there are some principles that you've had that are anchoring you. As we said, they're the seeds you planted that got you to this point, right? So, you separate the wheat from the chaff, and you get more clear on what those positive behaviors were and what those self-limiting beliefs are that could potentially be holding you back. And, you choose better there. Now, be very realistic with yourself about what your plan is going to take from you, what is being asked of you. And I think that you're the only one really who can stand in your way, and you stand in your way when you're short-sighted, when you don't think things all the way through, when you don't trust yourself, or maybe your faith in yourself to be successful wanes, and in some way you find a way to self-sabotage in pursuit of instant gratification, whatever that looks like. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.